many millions of hours have been spent studying space in the pursuit of finding life in the universe. So what would happen if we found it? Not bacteria or an invertebrate, but an entire sentient alien civilization. Questions we've been asking since the beginning of time could finally be answered. But what if the alien species was discovered in a planet-wide civil war? Imagine the debate that would start.
Fear is blinding us. Everything our society has done has led us to this very moment. We can't ignore this.
What safety and security will be found in contacting a violent alien race? Is this worth risking our safety, our security?
As a compromise, a 3-person team on board an undetectable space station is sent to research the alien world. Halfway through the mission, the space station's communication, navigation, stealth, everything mysteriously shuts down. Proof that we were spying on a potentially violent alien civilization now floats helplessly above them. In a panic to understand what happened, a recon specialist is sent to investigate and coordinate a rescue with the crew.
Living in space is tricky for a human being. When the slightest thing goes wrong, everything can be over. You're dead. This is what happened in a game I'm going to review now for my walking sim special, The Station. Let's go on with it. The Station was the first game that I played when I started to prepare for this special. I really liked the space theme. The eerie, sterile surroundings of a space station as it is usually depicted in films and games give a special atmosphere. So this was a perfect pick for me. In the station, you play a nameless engineer who was called upon to investigate a seriously malfunction of a space station called the S-Peel. You have no idea what you will find, if the crew is still alive or what the malfunction is. This is the goal of the game, to find out what happened in the S-Peel. You do this by solving puzzles and looking for clues that the crew did not bother to throw away. Here you found out not just what happened to the station, but also gives you an insight in why the station was there in the first place, and the dynamic between the individual crew members. In the future, technology changed, but the human mind, not really. And that's all I will tell about the story. I think that if I will go into more details, we will come into spoiler territory. Exploration and solving puzzles. That is the station in a nutshell. And all this in space, in a sci-fi setting that takes place in the future. And that's all I will tell about the story. I think that if I will go into more details, we will come into spoiler territory. Exploration and solving puzzles. That is the station in a nutshell. And all this in space, in a sci-fi setting that takes place in the future. The music, on the other hand, is very easy to describe. It is mostly absent. Yes, space is a vacuum and it doesn't carry sound waves. When things are getting a little bit tense though, something that I can only describe as a background zoom kicks in. It sounds more like a wind than music, but it is very effective in creating a mood. So there's no sound in space, but there is sound on the station though. Moving around creates noise, and these sparse subtle sounds are done very well, I must say. You really have the feeling of loneliness. It is clear that you are in an abandoned space. You are alone, surrounded by the memories that the crews left there. And now this is the part of the review where I discuss my opinion and what I liked about the game that I'm reviewing. Usually I start with something minor and build up to the biggest flaws or accomplishments. But this time I won't beat around the bush. This game has one major flaw. It is really short. Yes, the station takes around 45 minutes to finish on the first playthrough. And then when you know all the puzzles and where everything is, you can do it in 20. And I cannot say that the game is super cheap. So yeah, this is something you have to keep in mind before buying the station. But something can be short and sweet, right? Well, I did enjoy my time with the station. The story is well written, the characters are believable, and there's a huge plot twist in the end that made me think, what the hell did I just see? That's usually a very good thing. So the story is good, but also the atmosphere is great. The graphics and sound make you really want to know more about the SPL. On the other hand, you know that the station is in danger and it is damaged. These things combined give a very nice atmosphere and a certain sense of urgency. You want to turn every stone, but at the same time you have the feeling that you cannot linger around too much. Very nicely done. And then the last question. How much is this a walking simulator? Well, that's a bit more complicated than it seems, because you have to solve a few pretty nifty puzzles to progress. They're much harder to figure out than in a pure walking simulator. You do have to use your brain to finish this game. So the station is not a typical walking simulator, if you take this into account. If the station was just a bit longer, had more areas or more replay value, it would have been an easy recommendation. But how it is now, it's a hard sell. I really enjoy myself the time it lasted though. And this might be the most important thing. The story is intriguing, and if you see it on sale, this game makes a very nice spare hour. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So that was my review of the very short game The Station. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and apologies for the long wait. I've been playing much more games than making videos lately. Well, that makes that there are a lot more reviews to look forward to, so let's take the positive out of this. Let me know what you thought about this review. Like, subscribe and do all those nice things. Have a nice day. Bye bye.